I was very local, only to the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, really. And so when I was younger, and there were all these like Shonen Jump champions, because at the time there wasn't even a YCS, but there were all these Shonen Jump champions. I didn't really know them or anything, even though a lot of them did live close, because back in the day, New York was the king of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like you had Paul Leviton, Shane Scurry, like all of those guys, the whole Overdose basically, and then Adam Korn came in a little later, but New York was really big, but I didn't know them actually, and even if I saw them at an event, I wasn't the type of person to kind of
be like, yo, what's up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I wasn't that kind of person. So
no, you got to be the guy that the guy that just walks up and he just stands with the group and he just walks up and he just kind of chills and he's quiet, but he just kind of tries to blend in. When you guys go to Wendy's, he might follow the crowd, like he might show up at Wendy's, and at some point when nobody says anything, the day ends. You guys in the car going home, and you're like, "Who the fuck was that?" Like, who the fuck was that?
That's the best.
Like, who just ate Wendy's with us?
Or you have the awkward, like, hey, man, what's your name again? You have that weird, like, moment. Just like that.
There's a point where everyone gets quiet, like the awkward human thing where we all get quiet at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we all look at him like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah. My bad. How do I spell your name again?
Yep.
You want to act like, it's like when you're talking to a girl and you don't want to act like you don't know her name, so you go, how do I spell that?
Yes, that's what she's like. It's literally Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe there's an E at the end. Maybe you're French and there's a tilde.
Yeah, but I'm honestly really weird about like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that kind of stuff because
clicks.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. I feel the same way.
I try to be as civil and like as nice as possible, honestly. Yeah. Where when I was a kid, there was a lot of really good players in California.
Yes,
and they are just not good people. And
I've heard stories.
And it's so crazy growing up now because like the people who are good at Yu-Gi-Oh now are just so nice or willing to sit down and be like, oh yeah, I'm down to talk to some dude I've never talked before. But then growing up in Cali, and Cali was like a hotbed of Yu-Gi-Oh talent. You know what I mean? Like I was real like by myself on that matter. So it was really weird when I started like doing better, and then they would just be like, oh, what's up, Ed, how you doing, bro? And then they tried to get into my circle, what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I have a really interesting story about something. Basically what you just said is how it goes from the and I'm using my fingers here, the pros, right? Like the pro players pretty much ignoring me before I was a household name and before I started topping and like won an event and stuff like that. And then as soon as that happened, they literally would talk to me without me saying anything. And there's one in particular, I won't go into it right now because I want to use a different name for the person. Very famous Yu-Gi-Oh player, one of the biggest of all time. But I was a big fan of his as a kid. And to make a long story short, I tried to speak to him at an event before, and he literally put his headphones on and walked away from me. And this same guy, when I've gone to events after having like 20 plus tops, has come up to me and talked to me as though we're friends. And it's the weirdest thing ever because I don't want to be like an asshole. So I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? And like, I just kind of keep it short and walk away.
But in your head, you're like, we're not friends.
Yeah,
yes, we are not friends.
Like, we're not
you have
friends.
to be civil. You literally have to be so
the
civil about it.
The craziest thing to me is I know he doesn't remember what he did, though. And
it
has always been one of those things that I'm not going to lie. It kind of ate at me for a long time because it just made me realize how, and this is probably true in other worlds, but in the Yu-Gi-Oh world, it made me realize how differently people treat you because of who you are. It's a really big problem that we have in the community. And especially now that I'm retired, you see it even more. Like when you're on the outside looking in, it's even worse. I knew it when I was in it. Like I've realized that, special treatment and people being nice to you generally, right? Like that type of thing. Definitely. But that situation is something that has always been in the back of my mind. Every time I see this guy, it's so weird to me because he doesn't remember it, and I'll never forget. Like it really kind of triggered me, and I was so young, and I was a fan of his. So yeah, I'll talk about it on a podcast one day. But
I just get the clout chase through Frazier. Like I get to hang out with people. I just slide in. They're like, "Who's this guy?" And they're like, "I don't know. He came with Frazier."
Well, now everyone knows you at well, you live next to our local anyway, and so everyone in our area knows you.
Yeah, I mean, all the people most of the people that would go to that local, I've known just because my whole life. That's the local I went to.
my very first regionals I played, I thought I was godly. Like I went on Pojo and I put on Pojo. Do you think an Earth Beatdown can win LA regionals? Because I'm about to. Like literally, like there's like proof of this. And the deck was awful. Like it played like Hammerhead. Like I don't know the dinosaur Hammerhead card. I don't know if you
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like,
and probably the Gigantes.
It plays Gigantes. It plays like, and it was just a bad deck. Like, it was a good deck, but then I just went on Metagame, looked up Earth Beatdown, and then found all the cards that I could, and I couldn't find like a Mirror Force. So I put Goblin Attack Force in my deck. Makes sense, right? When you're a kid.
Yeah.
And so I enter my first deck, first time in a regional, and I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna win. And my combo in high school or middle school was this. It was normal Injection Fairy Lily, Smashing Ground, Attack for 34, FTK. Like no deck can beat that, right?
Yep.
And then I had 3 Giant Rat in my deck, and I was like, this is impossible. Like I have 4 Injection Fairy Lilies in my deck, right?
She was insane back in the day too. Go ahead.
Yeah, literally crazy. Still one of my favorite cards of all time. So I set Giant Rat and I'm Smashing Ground round 1 of LA regionals, and I'm like, this is insane. I was born to play this game. I opened the combo the very first time.
Not the combo.
Yeah. And my opponent, and what's crazy is I know my opponent now. Like we know each other. Yeah. And my opponent goes, normal, this strange fire monster I've never seen before. But I was like, in my head, I was like, look at this idiot. Like, he's just going to lose. Like, he's so dumb.
Yeah, look at this guy.
And he attacks the fire monster. And I go, effective Giant Rat, summon Injection Fairy Lily. I'm just like sitting there, just really confident. And then the fire monster turns out to be Gladiator Beast Laquari.
No.
And tags out for Murmillo. No. And I have to pick up Murmillo and read it 7 times because I was like, Smashing Ground's at 1. You know what I mean?
How did you just search this from your deck?
Exactly. And then ever since that, that was, and so, a lot of people are like, oh man, like, people just start off good or stuff like that. That was my first ever regional. And I went I went 5-4. I went 5-4.
That's actually not bad.
No, but 4 of those wins were buys. I started 0-3 and played the entire thing out. But obviously, but when you're like 13, 14, you don't know any better.
Yeah, no.
And then you hear dudes on the side going, I'm X1. And then I was like, I'm X1 also. You know what I mean? But like, you just don't understand that that's not that's not
the lingo and all that. I remember not knowing what X and anything meant. I was like, what the hell is X1? Like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Man, that is a crazy story.
I'm still sitting on my man Laquari, yo.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that dude.
Combo. So was this Gladiator Beast format maybe?
This is during Teledad. Like I started my first set was Judgment Dragon set. The one where Gazeras came out. The one where Gazeras came
Light
out.
of Destruction, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He said I was like the 17th person, or 17th episode, right?
Yep.
I don't know if anyone saw it or like I don't know if you showed the things, but I rolled my eyes when you said the word 17 because my very first 17 is a crazy number for me. Like I've been 17th place after Swiss 1,000 times, but like my very first ever Shonen Jump, it was Shonen Jump LA. It was the one that Silverman won. And it's crazy when I tell Silverman who I was. When I told him who I was, he was like, "You're that kid." So when I was so I played at Shonen Jump LA, and I played Sky Scourge Norlaris.
Yes,
when everyone was playing a Diva Zombie, right? Yeah. I was playing like the combo deck basically, right?
Yep.
And I finished day 1 X1. And that was only top 16. So and then the very last round, I lost to someone, and I got 17th place, and I finished day 1 X1. And my first tiebreaker, my first loss in Swiss was Peter, round 7 or 8, Peter Chang.
Yeah.
And I like Peter, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot of stuff, but basically, Peter did something that he's not allowed to do, and he did the Peter thing. Yeah, and I didn't catch it.
Yep.
I didn't catch it, And then what happened was Peter was X1 going into the last round, almost automatically tops. He gets DQ'd or he gets removed from the tournament.
Yeah.
And that shoots my tiebreakers.
Oh no!
And then
he's who you lost to, so you don't get tiebreakers anymore.
I don't get anything. I lost to the bye.
It's the worst possible scenario.
Yes. Oh my god!
To lose to someone who then gets that is the worst possible scenario.
Mm-hmm. And then I remember I was X1 table 2 last round, and everyone's tapping me on the back because I'm the kid from locals. Like, oh good, you top. There's no way you didn't top. And then I get 17th place.
Damn, that's heartbreak.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, Ed. But you know what? Those heartbreaks, those stories usually end well.
No. I love telling my first top because I remember that class. I always say like the first time you top, that's your class, right? That's the first. That's who it is, right? And that class was gonna have Claudio Kirchmeier. I don't know if you remember that name.
I do know who Claudio is. I loved Claudio.
Claudio's goated. He's so good at deck making. Yes. Claudio, Silverman, Adam, and just like infinite good people. But then when my very first top, I topped with Dragon Rulers, and I topped with Dragon Rulers. And
wait. So Silverman wins in 2010 because I only know that because me and him both won in the same year.
Yeah.
At least the first, because he just recently won a YCS.
Yeah.
But so me and him won in the same year. Dragon Rulers come out in 2013. So you get 17th place in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a 3-year period where you're trying to like get there. And
that's the thing. I wasn't trying to get there at that point. Because like I honestly did not.
You weren't traveling, right? So
I was not traveling.
So if the event wasn't local, you were like, I'm not going to that.
And like, as much as I like to joke, like I was playing Dragon Ruler, but I didn't have maxis, so I put Stardust Dragon Assault mode in my deck.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like known as the Assault mode guy at that event.
Yeah.
Because I was just winning. But what I like about San Mateo was I was really sad because I was like, oh man, all these good people that I hugely respect.
Yes.
Is in that class.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the IMNerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.